Hey everybody, it's Irene with BrainStormAcres, and as you can see, I am in the greenhouse again. We have a rainstorm coming in this afternoon and tomorrow and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that I got both of those barrels down there and also that blue barrel there completely full because my rain storage outside is currently full, so I didn't want to waste it. That rain opportunity. Uh, Including the overflow. So yeah, this gives me another. I probably put see, the one barrel was empty, so that's 40 gallons there, another 10 in the other one, and then this one here I think holds 5 or 6. So yeah, so while I was doing that, because it takes a little while, it's a slow pumping environment, I went ahead and got this set the way I wanted. I moved over this row of hydroponics about 6 inches, maybe 8. And that gives enough room to walk behind it now. So instead of the hydroponics being strung up kind of at a sort of an odd angle like that, this purlin here on the ceiling now will be pretty much straight over it or slightly, pulling it backwards. So I've been thinking about that for a couple of years, so I did it. It's not going to be perfect because it's going to be a little bit of a squish back there. I'm debating possibly moving it over a tiny bit more, but I don't think it's going to work all that well. But I think it's worth trying in this direction. It gave me an opportunity to move everything and sweep under everything, which is also part of the project. I've got all the plants out of these, except for like there's one tomato down there that I haven't ripped out because of the nasturtium. And I got some more of these pots over here, pulled stuff out. Yeah, the pots down here have all been heavily watered. Well, not heavily watered, but watered and covered with plastic. And this week sometime I'm going to be doing a soil soak on those. I have ordered my new seeds. I decided that I wanted way more interior growth in here. So I'm going to plant snow peas and bush beans in here, and we'll see how it goes. But my old snow pea seeds really didn't germinate well last year. They took forever, and when they did germinate, the plants were just not healthy. Excuse me, I'm sweeping, so I'm choking with dust. Anyway, so I decided I needed to replace the snow pea seeds. I decided that I wanted more of the provider bush beans. I'm also getting them from a different source this year because last year's providers had definitely been mixed with another variety of seed. So I'm trying a different source, assuming that they will either be more careful or have a more reliable source than the other guys did. And because I love providers, I've been using them for years and they've been awesome. And I've gotten them from various sources over the years, depending on who I was ordering from at that moment. So I'm not concerned about that. I got them last year from from Haas Tools. And all my other Haas seeds were great, but the bean seeds were screwed up. So I just decided not to play that game this year because it really annoyed me. And so I had to order from Johnny's anyway, so I went ahead and got their providers. It's the same. It should be the same variety. It's an all-American variety. It's good, considered to be viable pretty much anywhere in North America, including Canada. Like if you had to choose one variety of bush bean that will work anywhere, that would be it. It's a heavy producer. So the only thing I have to decide is where I'm going to plant the various things. Am I going to put the bush beans in here and the peas and snow peas there, or what? I'm leaning towards putting this peas and snow peas over here, and put the bush beans over here, because I don't know, it just seems like it might work. I don't think it really matters. It's just one of those things that I will decide once I've cleared out the rest of the bugs. I've, like I say, I've got these watered, and they're covered with plastic to try and solarize, to try and kill as many bugs as I can. I think this plastic is too opaque to do a really good job. So I thought I had some other stuff that was clearer, but it had been ruined by being left outside. And I haven't scrounged around to see if there's some other stashed someplace else. Well, I did, and this is what I found. And this is obviously a milkier color. So I'm not totally convinced, but it's certainly not hurting anything. Worst case, it makes the fungus gnats and aphids and stuff hatch that are under there right now. And I do intend to do soil soaks. I just have to finish reading the instructions, basically. But my plan is to do that with all of these currently covered pots. I also need to just plain spray because while my lettuce is doing really well, it does have a few aphids on it, and there's some aphids on the cabbage that's over there. And the same thing down here on the broccoli, although it is broccoliing, so I was very excited about that. I think I showed you the picture last time, but there he is. He's getting a little bit bigger now. So we're getting broccoli. He's never going to be huge. And one of the things I did order, as I'm trying a new variety of mini broccoli. We don't need giant heads, but I really like the productivity of mini broccoli because it just keeps going and going and going. I mean, it is the proverbial Energizer Bunny when it comes to broccoli. And you can see, yep, there's going to be a head down in there too. Ooh. So yeah, but these guys do have some aphids. So I will be spraying everything again, because cleaning the soil and then not cleaning this is not going to be a solution. I'm also going to spray, I know I showed before, in the edges of the greenhouse, like that's the edge where you've got the plastic and wood thing. And in that little thing there, which is actually the metal on the outside that you put a piece of wiggle wire in, that's all dead bugs on top. Those are all dead aphids and other creatures. And so I'm going to be spraying down these sides and everywhere to try and annihilate all eggs and everything else. I'll also put up new, I have sticky traps. There's a yellow one up here. We use yellow for aphids and stuff like that. And then we use I think it's blue for thrips. Yeah. So thrips has been our big problem in here until this year. And this year the aphids really got out of hand. So I'm determined to knock them down. This area here has been completely swept and vacuumed. This area here has been swept. Obviously there's this annoying little strip along the edge there that's dirt. That's never cool. So I will spray that with bug spray when I'm doing the soil soaks. But more progress. Like I say, my seeds should be in the mail on Monday. And I've got this moved over. I'll think about whether I have to remember that this won't be here. On the other hand, I do want to have the option of putting these there, so I don't want this to get too narrow here. So I think this is going to be where it winds up being in terms of the hydroponics. I want to dramatically reduce. My goal for 2026 is reduce the number of tomato plants, increase the variety of types of plants in the greenhouse, and I spent a bunch of time with my head in the seed catalog the other day trying to decide what I wanted to grow, because there's some things I can grow, like I can grow choy sum, which is like one of the most popular and common Chinese greens that's used for all kinds of stir fry in Asia. It grows pretty well here. It's okay. I'm not sure it's the perfect choice for us, so I'm just looking at other things I can grow that we like, that we'll enjoy, that will increase the variety of our food. If we're willing to drive up to Flagstaff or down to Prescott Valley, we can go to Sprouts, which is every man's version of Whole Foods. I mean, it's less expensive, and they have some pretty cool organic veggies and stuff like that. And we have gone to them before. We usually try and make it part of a major trip. But on a daily basis, we're trying to reduce the number of times a week we have to run out to get something. So having stuff that we're growing here, our own kohlrabi, and one of the things glorious about kohlrabi is it holds. So you can sit there and decide, okay, this pot of kohlrabi is ready to harvest, but it doesn't mean I have to. You know what I mean? So that's one of the big advantages to kohlrabi. And I like plants like that give me a little variability. I don't have to harvest it right now because the leaves are going to get big and tough or anything like that. So my goal is to have all kinds of cool veggies in here. I threw away a ton of seeds that predate 2020. That I'm like, why am I keeping this? Their germination rate is atrocious at this rate. They've been stored properly and everything, but some plants really don't hold all that well. And I would, at this point, since seeds are available, I would rather just buy them and get some new and start over clean and fresh and not have to think about, well, I need to plant 15 of these because I want 2, and then what happens if all 15 come up, because I've had that happen before. So, yeah, we're in the process. It's going. It's lots more progress made. I still need to vacuum this other half of the greenhouse here, and down here in the pile of stuff on the shelves and stuff, I need to spend a bunch of time sorting there's a bunch of irrigation lines hung up there. I need to clean those up and throw away anything that's been chewed on or anything like that. And yeah, progress. So now I got a big wholesale order that came in last night, so I have to get to work. But since I needed to be out here anyway, I don't like to just run things when I can, and I do sometimes if I have to. I'll set a timer for 15 minutes and then come back and check the water levels and stuff. But I didn't want to do that this morning since I knew I had work that I could get done in here. So instead, I literally tipped this over, moved all the plumbing over, and then was able to move all the blocks. I've added an additional block, which means it's not laying completely flat right now. Let's see. I think it was that one. One of these, anyway, maybe in this one, did not have a block underneath it, and therefore the boards had sagged a little bit. And I want to avoid that because we've had some issues like that with the tables too. You can see they have a distinctive curve to them. So I may reinforce some of the tables. I think part of this ground wasn't completely flat when we built the greenhouse, and we did an okay job in comparison to a lot of greenhouses, but it's still not perfect. So the only thing I'll need to verify is that I still have a good angle here, which I'm pretty confident I do, down to the reservoir. I have moved this pipe was movable. In other words, I had to take it off the front of the table. It was strapped with this copper strapping to the front of the table. I took that off so that I could slide it all the way over. I'll probably need to just give some more support and do some stuff there. This juncture may leak, but I'm not worried about that right now. The whole point was to get this stuff in place so that I can start working around things. This is another little bucket of tiara cabbage, and obviously spinach, 2 different kinds of beets, emerald crown here, which is broccoli, Atlantis, which is a mini broccoli. That is no longer carried by Johnny's, although it is available through some other companies. I just decided to try a different variety this year. Sometimes it's better to move on than it is to constantly chase something. So we'll see. I think I have a couple of Atlantis seeds left, but I have some other mini broccoli. We've tried another variety before and it was okay, but not wonderful. So we're trying again one of the newer ones that has, bigger, better, more, one of those things. And I don't remember. I think. Let's see. Those are emerald crown too. So yeah, so that's broccoli. So I've got plenty of broccoli growing, and some mini broccoli, and some more broccoli, and I have plenty of more broccoli seeds. So yeah, our brassicas is really what we grow a ton of in the winter here because I don't heat the greenhouse. Our weather has been very flaky this winter. It's one minute we're 75 degrees and the next minute we're 5. That's Fahrenheit, mind you, but still, it's been a bit of a challenge. But huge progress this morning. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because obviously lots more is going to be going on. I like being able to do something like this and get it moved now and have the time to work around it, think around it for a while before the season actually has to start in earnest. I may find that, gee, this is way more space than I need and I can move this over farther, or no, it's perfect the way it is, or whatever, but it gives me that time. I'm not pressed to have to instantly go into overdrive on planting things and making things work when, gee, maybe it won't. So, until next time, bye. Oh, and be sure to keep brainstorming, because obviously we are. And it's snowing. It's not really sticking. The ground's not quite cold enough, but it sure is coming floopy down. Definitely not good weather for solar. There is no sun and hasn't been much today. We're running the generator. Big floopy fluppies.